Greetings everyone, this is Vala here, and I've got lots of characters to my name after many years of playing this game. I've also got tons of weapons, perhaps not in the 5-star category, especially 5-star swords, I still don't have any of those. But my 4-star selection is quite deep, there's quite a few of those, anyway. That is to say that my account is definitely prepared for an event such as this one, where you defeat big enemies with big health. As you can tell, I have platinum rank in each and every single one of them. They definitely took some skill and planning, but I just felt like showing how I got these ranks. Maybe you can learn something from them, or maybe it's just cool to watch, I don't know. Anyway, let's get straight to them, I guess. So first on the list is the Pyro Regisvine, which obviously I was going to use this team with Nebulette, Furina, Kazu, and Baiju. It just works. I tried using Xingqiu and Yelan, I even tried Ayato, but it's just slow. I need as much damage as possible during the time when the Pyro Regisvine is down like this, and this team just works. My energy requirements for this team ended up being a little bit low. My artifact did not have enough energy recharge. So my rotation here is actually very strict, specifically to get both Kazuha's and Nebulette's burst up in time. I actually ended up having to farm a little bit of artifacts just to get a bit of an extra damage boost on both Nebulette and Furina. I got 2 upgrades on Furina and 1 minor on Nebulette as a result. Anyway, Kazuha in this fight is an absolute MVP. His Hydro Swirls just take down this Corolla so fast. It's crazy. I was barely short of 2 cycle here. Like, you see 70 seconds. This could have easily been a sub 75 seconds, but I ended up having to spend more time here to get that thing up. I spent so many attempts on this. I even accidentally went to the menu here for a second, as I was struggling to press the buttons. But yeah, anyway, that's a minute 26. Next up on the list is the Geo guy, Primo Vishap. Apparently I accidentally recorded my mic here somehow. I have literally no idea how, but you know what, we're not gonna question it too much. Anyway, this boss was certainly one of the bosses. This boss is immune to so many flippin' elements, those being Cryo, Hydro, Geo, and Physical, so the teams were really limited here. I also could not use Chevreuse because I practically had to use Zhongli to not only block the damage, but also to do damage back, because the boss damages itself if it hits you while you have a shield on, and the shield is not destroyed. I ended up trying out... well, I basically had to use Arlecchino here. I actually tried using Arlecchino, Xiangling, Kazuha, Zhongli. I tried Arlecchino, Bennett, Kazuha, Zhongli, but in the end I used Arlecchino, Bennett, Xiangling, Zhongli, and that thing it barely got the time right. I actually really love this rotation because the rotation here is so perfect. Everything just flows into itself so well. We get the perfect damage outputs on every single character. Bennett is using the new sword I got that has a high base attack, and Arlecchino just barely finishes it off and gets the W on the board, just barely with the 130. The next one on the list is the big old Dendro Chicken. I actually ended up looking at a video of someone doing this, and they used Fischl strictly for this in the early game, and I found that to be very interesting, and it just bloody works. It's crazy. And of course, you know, you combine this with Chevreuse, Bennett, and Arlecchino to do the big damage. It's a great time for everyone, especially me. One thing that I found interesting about this boss is that after you delete its Dendro shield using Electro, you actually have to do one more instance of Electro damage before you start doing Pyro damage, because otherwise the boss gets a little bit confused and thinks you destroyed its shield with Pyro, and then it does not get stunned as usual. I believe there is an attack pattern here where the chicken does not do running. They would make the things go by a little bit faster, but in the end it does not matter too much. I don't think the energy rotation here ended up being too strict or anything. This boss was relatively simple, it didn't take too much time, it's just a bunch of dodging. This tender chicken does a lot of damage, so you want to be very careful not to get got. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward boss. It's, yeah, there's nothing much to say here really. And last one, but certainly not least, probably the worst one of the bunch, in my opinion, is this one. The way you want to defeat this thing is you need to destroy its shield before it flies up in the air. If it flies up in the air, it's GG. Put down your controller, just don't do anything. I actually had to use the sacrificial sword on Kazuha because I don't have C1. And yeah, you need to take down that electro shield pronto. And you really want to use the high ground on the edge. Guys, you see, this Seahorse has this one attack where it like fills the floor with electro. And when you're in the Bennett field, you get Pyro applied onto you, and standing inside Pyro and electro at the same exact time, you end up becoming a very sad man. You get knocked everywhere. But being on the edge actually just makes that so much better. Because when you're on the edge, that pyro field on the floor does not reach you. It kind of acts like water. A slight incline just makes it doable. Apparently I got knocked there. Yeah, this boss was a pain to deal with. But I ended up doing it surprisingly not as terribly as I did with Regisvine and the Geo guy. It was a pain to figure out, but once I figured it out, it was not a problem. And yeah, that's about all I want to show. At first, I didn't think I would be capable of getting all platinum ranks, but I managed to do it somehow after lots of practice, and I am proud of myself. So yeah, that's really about it. Thanks for watching.